Hello, welcome to Special Collections. It's September 29th, 2016, and it's the last day of our first Folio exhibition. We have been hosting the first Folio on loan to us from the Folger Library as part of their 400th anniversary national tour of the first Folio. It's been here now for 4 weeks, and we have had over 2,000 visitors. As we like to explain to people the significance of this particular book. It is the first time all the plays had been brought together. It is the definitive text of the plays, as approved by two of the actors who supervised its printing, which meant it's not only the words of William Shakespeare, it is how William Shakespeare was performed on stage, how the speeches sounded and were spoken by his fellow actors. So when we look at the text that we are all familiar with from reading, we see the commas, we see the stage directions, all those were put into this text by the actors themselves, who were therefore providing us a documentation of how Shakespeare's plays would have been performed, how the people of Shakespeare's time saw and heard Shakespeare. So briefly, that's the significance of the first Folio. What else we have done around the first Folio to provide sort of an intellectual context for this one book that we are put in exhibit here in the middle of the room is a variety of things from our own collections to illustrate what the world looked like to people of William Shakespeare's age, what William Shakespeare knew of the world. William Shakespeare did not write his plays in a vacuum. There were many other things going on. It was the late Renaissance. There was a blossoming of language, of literature, science, theology, philosophy, and a lot of those sorts of things were being printed for the first time. And so what we have here is a number of books, atlases, maps, illustrating the cultural and intellectual life that Shakespeare lived in.
The material on the tables that we have out here in the reading room is the work of Alice Price Jones, who for 32 years was a costume designer and instructor in the Department of Theater at UNLV. The materials are drawn from our university archives of the theater department's records. So they include costume designs of Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet production from 1977, Hamlet production from 1973, summer rep program here at UNLV. So costume designs, also some set designs, posters, and Ellis was the costume designer and art designer for the theater department. So we focused on bringing out material from those collections that would highlight his work, and also documentation on the 1973 production of Hamlet by the theater department here at UNLV. So we have the costume designs for King Claudius from Hamlet, and we also have costume list, handwritten speeches that the actors had to, when they tried out for their parts in Hamlet, that they had to say, and all other kinds of administrative documents from the production of Hamlet. We also have original photograph reproductions from the University Archives Photo Services collection of the actual production. So we have the actual costume designs and then the photographs of how the costume designs translated when they were actually created and worn by the actors.